Coffee, that worldwide favorite drink, has some pretty interesting effects on your body. Hang out as we dig into the surprising ways it can catch you off guard. So, here's the scoop. Many folks link coffee with a sudden bathroom dash, which is true for some. But here's the twist. Coffee doesn't treat everyone the same when it comes to our digestive systems. It might shock you, but for some, it could lead to constipation instead of the expected bathroom sprint. We usually point fingers at caffeine, but research hints that even decaf coffee can have similar effects. It seems there's another player in town, a hormone named gastrin, promoting digestion. Coffee can seriously mess with your sleep game. During the day, your body naturally cranks out more adenosine, a compound that latches onto receptors and makes you feel drowsy. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine builds up, and the sleepier you get. Now, coffee enters the scene with its caffeine, blocking those adenosine receptors. This can leave you feeling less drowsy and potentially making it tricky to doze off. So, what's meant to perk you up might backfire. Caffeine can also play around with your internal clock by messing with melatonin, leaving you feeling like you've got jet lag without any fun travel stories. While you can jazz up your coffee with cream, sugar, or whatever tickles your fancy, don't forget that unless it's decaf, your cup o' joe packs a punch of caffeine. Caffeine can be your alertness buddy, but it might also introduce you to the jitters or even make you feel a bit sweaty. Why? Because caffeine is like a party starter for your body's fight or flight mode, also known as the sympathetic nervous system. Studies have even suggested that going just a tad overboard with caffeine can dial up your baseline anxiety and up your odds of experiencing a panic attack. Coffee can totally play tricks on your weight. Black coffee is almost guilt-free in the calorie department and can give your metabolism a little nudge. Plus, caffeine has a way of telling your growling stomach to pipe down by throwing the hunger hormone, ghrelin, off balance. Less ghrelin means fewer tummy rumbles. Even decaf, believe it or not, has been known to make you feel fuller thanks to a hormone called peptide YY. And if you're a fan of intermittent fasting, research says a black coffee won't mess with your fasting game, keeping most of the benefits intact. It's like a cheat code for your weight loss journey. Ever had chilly fingers after a coffee? You can blame it on your adrenal glands, those little guys sitting atop your kidneys. They're the culprits behind that sudden cold hand feeling. When you sip your coffee, your adrenal glands get busy, releasing adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormone. Adrenaline's main party trick is to constrict blood vessels that aren't critical for your survival. This means the small blood vessels in your fingertips and toes take a hit, getting all tight and temporarily reducing blood flow. So, yeah, coffee might give you the cold shoulder, literally. Caffeine is like the star player among performance-enhancing substances. It's been put to the test and shown to give your focus, endurance, strength, and speed a solid boost when taken in moderation about an hour before workouts or competitions. It's so effective that the NCAA has set a caffeine limit for athletes, capping caffeine levels at roughly the equivalent of a few cups of coffee. Now, you might expect coffee to give your heart a kick and temporarily boost your blood pressure due to the release of epinephrine, or adrenaline. The interesting bit is that even decaf coffee has a similar effect. So, there could be another secret ingredient at play here. Long-term coffee lovers, though, seem to develop a sort of protective immunity to hypertension. But it's worth mentioning that some folks have managed to get their blood pressure in check by cutting out caffeine altogether. Food for thought, right? Giving up coffee can be a double-edged sword because withdrawal symptoms can hit you as soon as 12 to 24 hours later. Those caffeine withdrawal headaches? Well, it's all because caffeine usually keeps the blood vessels in your brain nice and tight. When you suddenly lower your caffeine intake, these vessels start to expand, leading to a painful headache. Ironically, caffeine can be found in some common over-the-counter medications like Excedrin migraine. Now, the big debate. Does coffee dehydrate you? People go back and forth on this one all the time. Here's the scoop. Coffee acts as a mild diuretic, making you pee more and lose extra fluids. But if you're sipping on a full cup of coffee, there's still plenty of fluids in there to make up for what you're losing, right? Correct. But if you're pounding tiny espresso shots loaded with caffeine, you're not replacing lost fluids, and that's when things can get a bit dehydrating. That being said, as long as you're not going overboard, moderate coffee consumption typically won't leave you parched. For those dealing with acid reflux, coffee can definitely crank up the acid production. Let's put an end to the whole acid-base craze that's taken over the internet. The reason coffee aggravates acid reflux is pretty straightforward. It stimulates the release of gastrin, the hormone responsible for increased gastric acid secretion. This happens because the bitter taste of coffee activates type 2 bitter taste receptors in your mouth, prompting your body to produce more acid. Coffee can also interact with your medications in 3 sneaky ways. First, it can mess with how your body absorbs meds. Studies have shown that common over-the-counter drugs like ketoprofen, similar to ibuprofen, and paracetamol, akin to Tylenol, can be significantly affected by coffee intake. Second, coffee can disrupt the metabolism of meds by messing with enzymes. For example, caffeine has been found to increase the blood levels of drugs like clozapine, lithium, warfarin, and various antidepressants, making them stronger and potentially more dangerous. Third, coffee can interfere with how your body gets rid of meds, affecting how long they stay in your system. So, when you mix coffee with your meds, it's like adding a twist to your daily routine. Whoa! See you next time. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share with your friends.